In this video, we'll be discussing what is the history of domestic work. According to Julie Mathai, in the colonial world, the vast majority of a married woman's production was for the household, while a man's production was for sale. This led to women spending more time towards trying to save money that was being brought in by the men. The work of women within the household started to become a medium of oppression through which they were not allowed to control how the money of the house is spent. Devaluing and undervaluing the work being done by women at home only made the issue worse and took women further away from standing on their own feet financially. Eventually, a situation arose where a woman's economic standing was dependent on the person she is married to. Enslaved African American and African women or colonized South Asian and Southeast Asian women experienced this in a more harsh way than their white counterparts. As capitalism gained traction, this subjugation of women in domestic roles without financial compensation by men was further cemented. As this model became a social norm, it was considered that teaching women to undertake domestic work becomes more important than equipping them with employable skills. This is also reflected in the difference in literacy rates between men and women in India as well as around the world. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a specific gendered impact on this problem as well. Not only has there been a universal rise in the incidences of domestic violence against women and other gender minorities, the unequal division of labor between men and women has also impacted the latter negatively. When it comes to unpaid care work, data suggests that women carry out 3 times the amount of unpaid care and domestic work than men do. With the pandemic and closure of schools, the daycare facilities, there was a heightened burden of care work which continued to rest on the shoulders of women and girls within the household. The lack of educational facilities and high economic uncertainty, reports have suggested an increase in number of early and forced marriages for adolescent girls as well. Even in professional settings, there is a notable gender divide in occupational choices as well. With women occupying more than 70% of health and social sector jobs, they continue to remain at a higher risk of contracting the virus. Given the low-paid nature of these jobs and lack of secure social safety nets, this in turn points towards the inherent inaccessibilities that women have to overcome in order to receive quality healthcare. The pandemic has also struck a blow for women who were active participants in the formal workforce before the pandemic hit. Staying home often has meant that the boundaries between professional and personal responsibilities have been blurred, leading to emotional and physical exhaustion as well as underperformance at work. Already disturbing data, which showed a decline in the female workforce participation in the year 2019, is looking worse after the pandemic, with studies predicting that the rates of unemployment amongst women will increase at a rate higher than unemployment in men.